Hello everyone, this is Satyaprakash. Welcome to my channel. This is part 12 of ASP.NET Core tutorial. In this video, I'll show you how to insert new records in ASP.NET Core Web API using Entity Framework Core. So before going through this video, please visit my part 9 of ASP.NET Core Web API. So this part 9 is available in my playlist called ASP.NET Core tutorial. So I will give that link in my description, so that before going to this video, please visit my part 9 of ASP.NET Core Web API tutorial, where I have shown you how to set up and set up the configuration and the connection strings in the config file in ASP.NET Core application, and how to perform the GET request by connecting to the SQL Server database. So guys, before in this video I'll show you what are the points, that is how to create the post request to insert the records, how to build a post API endpoints to insert new records, and testing with Postman API tool and the Swagger. So guys, here this is my SQL Server, this is the table I am using. So in my part 9 I already have shown you how to implement that table in my ASP.NET Core Web API to get the records. So as of now I have 12 records. Okay, there is 12 rows. So in this video I'll show you how to insert the new records. So employee ID will be 13, 14 and onwards. Okay, so here I'll go to my notes. So I've created the step-by-step notes here. So I'll go to the VS Code here. Okay, so as per the step 1, we need to build a post API endpoints to insert the new records. So guys, we know in API ASP.NET Core Web API there is HTTP GET, HTTP POST, and HTTP PUT and HTTP DELETE. So HTTP GET is used for get or fetch the records, HTTP POST for creating the new records. So I'll go to my VS Code. Okay, and in my previous video I already have shown you that is how to create a controller. So I am using this employees controller. Okay, so in employees controller, so these are the, in my previous video of part 9 I already have discussed about this GET request of, that's how to get the fetch the records from SQL Server. Okay, so here I'll show you how to perform the post operation in this video. Also I am including one more endpoint using GET request, but it should be filtered based on the ID value, right? This one. So I will discuss this first, then I'll go to the HTTP POST operation for insert the new records. So guys, I'll discuss these points one step-by-step process. So this HTTP GET, this attribute specifies that this method responds to an HTTP GET request. Here ID means ID value will be taken from the URL. Okay, and next point is this one, right? So here this method called get employee by ID is public, and so it can be accessed by the HTTP request. Async allows the asynchronous database operation. Okay, and here task action result employee means the method returns either an employee object or an HTTP response. Okay, and this one, so this find async search the employees table for a record with the given primary key ID. So it waits for the database operation to complete the asynchronously. Okay, so here I'll check the condition. If employee equal to null was found, then with the given ID, okay, then it will return no data. If it is there based on ID value passed, so it will get the records. If employee exits, so it will return the employee data. So ASP.NET Core automatically converts the object to JSON, right? So here it will be get the response in a JSON format. Okay, so that's all about this HTTP GET with ID past ID value. So we'll jump to our HTTP POST. So guys, this attribute specifies that this method handles HTTP POST request. POST is used to create a new resource in the database. Okay, then we'll go to this step. So here I am using this method called create employee. So this method is public, so it can be accessed by the HTTP request. So async allows asynchronous operation, right? So this one. So task action result employee means this method returns either an employee object or an HTTP response. So here I have many properties, right? I'm using in my models. If you go to models, so there are employee ID, first name, last name, email, hired date, salary, and created date. So employee ID is a identity column, so that it will be set up by the database automatically, and this created date I'm using as a today's date, right? So that I no need to include that property value in my post operation to manually insert the records. So for this particular value date time dot now, that means it will return the today's date. Okay, so created date property of employee to the current date and time. So this records when employee record was created. So here go to the next one, this line. These are the new employee object to the employees table in the database context. At this point the data is tracked but not yet saved to the database. So here it will save all the changes made in the context to the database asynchronously. Then it will go to the next line of code. So it will return HTTP 201 create response. So create add action, generate a response containing one is location URL of the newly created resource, second is the created employee object in the response body, and name of get employee. It refers to the action method that can retrieve the employees, and this one new ID equal to employee.employee ID, it passes the route parameter for that method. Okay, so this is all about this HTTP post request. So we'll go to build and run our application. So this is my step 2 and this is step 3. So in step 1 I discussed, that is in my employees controller I am used one is HTTP post, another one is HTTP get with the ID parameter. So second step is I need to build and run my ASP.NET Core Web API application. So here guys I'll go the step-by-step process. So first I'll go to my command prompt. So this is my Web API project. So in this I'll execute this command .NET build. So it will build the application. Now build succeeded. I'll type one more command .NET space run. So here guys you can see the application is executed successfully. I'm getting the URL, right? I'll copy this URL, go to my Postman tool. Here I'll paste this URL, and you can notice my endpoint will be started with API/employees. Okay, because I'm using my route is API/controller, so controller is employees, so that I am using here API/employees. So first we'll check for get request, and remember we need to set header as accept application /JSON. If you click send, so I'm getting all the response here. As of now I have 12 records. I'm getting all employee ID from 1 to 12, right? So all the employee object I can see here using get request. So here I need to check whose employee ID equal to 2, so I'll click on send request. So I am got the details of employee ID which ID is 2 only. Same way I'll try to search here employee ID 12. So here I'm get the employee details whose employee ID equal to 12, right, and 200. Okay, now we'll check for post request. To check post request we don't need any parameter here. We'll directly put this employee API/employees controller. We select here post request, set header accept value is application /JSON, then go to the body. Okay, inside body I have one template here. I need to copy this template, go here, So I'll check for raw, okay, or you can select here JSON. So in JSON I copy this, so here I'll make it Satya1 Sam1, okay, and here I'll make it Satya1 dot Sam1 @ mail.com, and the hire date and the salary, okay. So here this is all about my values, because a total I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 columns. Employee ID is identity column, and created date I set it for today's date. In my, it will be handled inside the code behind, right? So see here I manage this created at column will be inserted for today's date, so it will be handled from the code behind. Only thing we need to insert for remaining columns: first name, last name, email ID, hire date and salary. So after getting this, put this value, I need to click send. So see here 201 response status is created. Now I can see the newly created data whose employee ID equal to 13. So here I'll execute this, new refresh my select star from employees. Syntax: before that you can notice I had the 12 rows, now it will be 13 rows, right? So see here I can see the employee ID 13, right? So here also, to verify, we need to pass here 13 whose ID, employee ID 13. Click on send. I am getting, okay, I need to select here get request, send. Now I'm getting the whose employee details whose ID equal to 13. Same way I'll do for other employee details. Create a new employee details, select post, remove that ID value, okay. Check here Satya 2 and Sam 2 here, okay. Now I need to insert the records. So the employee ID equal to 14 is inserted successfully, okay. Now I can see employee ID is auto generated, the identity column also create date is today's date, right? And remaining we have inserted as per mine. In the body I passed the values. So we'll check in our backend. So see here I can see total 14 rows, so I can see all the records successfully inserted, right? Then I'll check for this value whose ID equal to 14, right? So first I'll check for all the employee details. So earlier it was 12, now you can see there is two more employee ID inserted, that is employee ID 13 and employee ID 14. So we'll pass this ID value 14, send. So I can see the employee details whose ID equal to 14, right? So in this way we can insert and get the details. So we'll go to the nodes. Okay, now the step 3 is API testing using Swagger or Postman. Postman already have discussed. Now we'll check for using Swagger. So I'll copy this URL, go to my browser, paste here /Swagger. So see here I am getting one endpoint, 3 endpoints, because in my application there is 3 endpoints I'm creating. One is HTTP get, one is HTTP get with ID, one is HTTP post. So in my Swagger UI I can see 3 endpoints. One is API employees who will return all the employee details. So if you click on try it out and execute, you can see all the employee details are from 1 to 14th, right? So same way we'll check for employee ID whose ID is 14th. Click on try it out. So here I want to know whose ID is 14th, so pass your 14 in the ID value, click execute. Okay, I'll check for this one. Okay, refresh it. check for text versus JSON, pass your try it out, pass your 12. So see here, I'm getting the employee details whose ID equal to 12. So you need to select here in the response media type text / JSON. So here I want to know whose ID is 14. Click on execute. So I'm getting the employee whose ID is 14th, right? Now we'll check for HTTP post operation. So to check HTTP post operation, so see here, click on try it out. Okay, so here it's showing for response body. So in response body I need to copy this format, come here, copy this format here. I want to first name Satya and last name is Prakash, and type here my email. Okay, now click on execute. Okay, we'll check for in database. So see here, I'm getting 15 ID equal to 15, right? So that means my data is inserted successfully. Okay, so here to validate that value, okay, so see here in my response I'm getting with the whatever the value we inserted for ID 15th, I'm getting the 201 response in the response status. So that means successfully inserted. Then we'll go for to check the ID value equal to 15th. So here employee ID, click on try it out, make sure you need to select JSON and pass my ID value 15th, click on execute. So I'm getting the employee details whose ID equal to 15th, right? So in this way we can perform the post operation or insert new records in ASP.NET Core Web API using Entity Framework Core and SQL Server database. Let's go to my presentation. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.